I was contracted, right, most of my career. I mean, Joe Weider signed me to a contract when I was 23, and I was paid to work out, which was amazing to me. So I was getting a check no matter what. But I didn't take advantage of that, which I think a lot of guys do. So my life was structured where I'd still get up at 6 or 7 in the morning, and I would train whatever twice a day. I'd be in bed at 9 or 10 o'clock, and then the day would start the next day. So I treated it with a solid routine. You know, I followed the diet regimens, like I said, and you know, everything was on point. But I think the dedication and the commitment to what I do, I mean, that's really what makes the athlete. You know, I like I said, I wasn't genetically gifted in certain areas, but I made up for it with the hard work. And that comes from the background, obviously the upbringing, but I was also stubborn as hell, right? I mean, I was told I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. I was told I wouldn't be a good pro. I was told I'd never turn pro, never win the Olympia. But I think everyone in their own right is destined for greatness. It just depends on what platform or what level they're willing to put out. I was qualified for the Mr. Olympia, which was obviously huge then. I mean, I was one of those guys that like, man, if I could just get on Olympia stage. Went to Olympia and I got dusted. I got second to last. I was 15 out of 16 and I was like, fuck, should I quit? You know, I was like so devastated. I remember saying to my wife at the time, am I just not good, you know? And my trainer, Chris Aceto, who was there, my dietitian, he's like, man, like, I don't get it because you didn't get compared to some of the guys I thought you could have beat. So we got over that and I said, you know what, forget it. I had moved to California right after that. Joe Weider actually, who brought Schwarzenegger, moved me out to California, kind of said, well, I want you closer to the magazines. Why don't you come out here, you can make more money. So I moved to Orange County. We started training out there, and right when I got to California, to be honest, I mean, everyone's dream when you live on the East Coast, Massachusetts, was, man, California is like the place, but we always thought the guys trained like pussies in California, you know? So I'm like, if I can go out there with my work ethic, I can go out there and dominate, you know? Because I felt we did train harder. And we didn't have the nice weather, and I remember going to the gym in work boots and like the snowing and shit, and the gym would get, you know, they'd close the gym early, so I'm like, man, we're gonna go out to California, we're gonna crush it. As a champion, you're always dealing with people on the up and coming, right? But I didn't give a shit. I was just like, you know, I'm coming for what's mine, and I knew I had work to get there. And I had a great run. I mean, it was top 2 in the world for 12 years, and you know, not many people can say that. If there was no Ronnie Coleman, I'd probably be the record holder at this point, but I was battling probably the greatest Mr. Olympia we ever seen, best body. I mean, he was a power trainer. I mean, he was the guy that, and they squatted 800 pounds, and you know, he'd bench press, you know, 500 pounds for 12 repetitions, I mean, pretty easily. So, like, he was probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, bodybuilder ever. And it took some toll on his body. I mean, he's had a few injuries since then, but for me, it was always the repetitions. And yes, I trained hard and heavy, but, you know, winning those titles, it's not easy. You have to build the density. I mean, I always say density is like the key to becoming the best bodybuilder, and that means a lot of depth of physique, and that's years and years of training, consistent training.